If you're having YouTube problems, I feel bad for you, son, but I have 99 vlogs, and this bitch ain't one. She's confused.
They got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage, I'm going through something.
Hey gang, I'm just happy to be back. It is vlog number 99. Boom. Everybody that's been watching and you haven't subscribed, shame on you. All the people that have subscribed. So today, I finally wanted to reveal all of my vlogging tools, because apparently that's all the rage now on YouTube. Everybody's showing off their gear. I don't have much, so this won't be a huge video, but I'm proud of all the things I got. I got some good quality stuff, so join me if you will. You've seen most of the stuff behind me, so in one form or another, you'll be able to see all of the stuff that I use to make my vlogs. So I'm going to temporarily switch to my other camera just so you could see this. So the audio and the video is going to change. 1 second. So my main camera right now is EOS 80D. I got the video kit, the video creator kit. So it came with the Rode mic. It also came with this zoom attachment. I'll show you how this works in a few seconds, but just that came with the kit. 18 to 135 zoom lens. So it has the auto stabilization, the autofocus, and it also has the mounting points underneath. It's hard to see these little mounting brackets for the zoom. So it will basically, this will mount underneath the camera once you set it up, and then I got it backwards. It'll mount underneath the camera, and then you could do gentle zooming with this. So you can do zooming as good as you can with a normal camcorder, but with a DSLR lens on it. So that's boom. So of course, the ADD has all the bells and whistles you can believe on it. So, fun fact, I have not taken one single picture with this thing. It has been 100% video since I purchased it, and I do not regret any second of it. This thing takes wonderful video, and no matter what kind of crappy light I have. In true vlogger format, we went with the Joby bendy leg tripod-y thing. I can't remember which model this is, but it is one of the higher ones, just because of the weight of the camera. My wife actually bought this for her camera, and she's never used it once. It was okay. So anyways, it does a full camera setup, ball mount. It's very fluid, and then it also almost has like a fluid turning thing where you could lock that down, or you could, wide it open, and it's nice for, shots Wes Anderson style, as I call it. And then of course it has a somewhat quick release mount where you just turn it and then it unclamps it. When this has been clamped down, I've never felt like the camera is just gonna fall off. So I consider that a great success. It's machined very well. So the Joby mount, I think this fluid head came separate, and it actually screws on. You could screw the camera right onto the mount, but with this it was nice because it's got the quick release, and it's got all the tilts and bobs and bits. I haven't used this as much as far as like wrapping around poles and stuff since I got the new camera. In the past, when I was doing time lapses, I've had this thing wrapped, octopused around, like chain link fences and poles and railings and stuff. So I know it will hold it, and it will definitely hold the weight. So, and of course, I have no complaints about this Rode microphone. It has dramatically upped my game. I don't use the headphone thing yet. Nice to have that. And another thing is every night when I dump my video, I actually plug a cable in. I don't pop the SD card out. And every week or two, I'll actually format the card. I'm pretty lazy about it. So right now, to keep things simple, I keep everything in auto setting. Because why? I'm not that good of a filmmaker. So moving on, I'm going to switch back to the Canon. So there's a lot of stuff to cover on this desk, so let's run through it real quick. First things first, good old trusty. This is the GoPro Hero 8, and it's sitting on a Joby bendy mount for GoPros. This thing is a game changer as far as reliability and ease of use. I've only had this thing freeze up maybe twice in all the time I've had it. And it's super small, it's waterproof, and of course, I freaking love it to death. It sounds good too. The old standby, of course, what I started my vlogging career with was the GoPro Hero 5 Black. So I went from the 5 to the 8. The 5, it has the flip down chassis, I think it's called, and every time you want to turn it on or off, you gotta it was really goofy to try to get to this thing. And as well as this power button on the side drove me crazy. Hang on, I'm too close. I'm gonna get a tripod. The chassis has these tiny little holes for the microphone, and it picks up every little wiggle and squeak. And especially if you're using one of these like Joby mounts, if you listen to all my early vlogs, all of the audio noise, all the squeaks and the bumps and the camera rattling, it's all from this case and this thing. I love this thing to death, the Joby tripod, right? But when you've added it to this thing with this specific frame, it drove me nuts because the audio was terrible. So to get around that, I started playing around with this GoPro Hero 5 chassis housing. This is a third party that makes this. You basically plop it in, you screw it down and pray that it doesn't break. And then it's got a horseshoe mount as well as an actual clear ND filter. And it's got mounts to where you could actually screw in normal camera size ND filters as well. And of course on the bottom it's got the GoPro, the typical GoPro mount. This was nice because if you add in something like the Video Micro Pro, let's see if I can get that off, yeah. That's the Video Micro Pro. It gives you basically that mounting spot for your microphone. I didn't use this very much at all, just because of the pain in the assness to get the GoPro in and out of this case. It's almost like once you put it in here, it's permanently in here. Changing the batteries was a hassle as well. So it gave you the option to get into the battery door, or you could take it off, but as soon as you do that, the thing's not waterproof anymore. Now, obviously this isn't waterproof, but whatever. So also thank Tony Warner for the little tip for making your microphone jiggle less. Tip, go watch his video on that. So unfortunately I didn't use this too much, but this is more like a backup mic in case, God forbid, my other Rode microphone quits. Still nice to have though. When I'm recording stuff on my computer, specifically for audio, I've been using this old podcasting mic, which actually works quite well. I've taken the cable off of it just so it's it's easier to handle it. But it is an Audio-Technica ATR 2100 USB. It does have an XLR as well as a mini USB, and it has a volume knob on the bottom, and you can actually plug your headphones right into this. The only thing I don't like about this microphone is the fact that every time I use it, if I plug it in, my computer automatically assumes that this is the new audio source, or it assumes that this is the new audio out, right? So I have to go into Windows and say, no, I don't want this to be my speakers because it has this audio jack on the bottom. It automatically just takes over control every time. But now that I know that, as soon as I plug it in and I need it, I could just like click, be done. The other thing that I use to film on, of course, is my handy trusty iPhone 8 Plus S. I think it's the 8S Plus, or I can't remember. It's the bigger sized 8 Plus. And I've only used this a couple times when I was vlogging, and those are very specific times. So other than that, it's handy, but you know, we're an Apple house, so whatever. So a new toy that I have is this suction cup mount. Right now it's stuck to my ND filter case just to show you. But with this twist of this entire arm is flexible, and you can hold a GoPro pretty rigidly in any position, and then it's just twisted to undo the suction, and it just sort of pops right off. Looking forward to using this in the summertime in the car and maybe on the outside of the vehicle. And I also have some cable ties, so just in case if it does fall off, we won't lose the GoPro. This is my favorite cable in the whole world. I keep this plugged into my computer at all times. It is an Anchor USB cable. It has USB, USB-C, and the iPhone all in one single cable. So that has eliminated 3 other cables just by keeping it plugged into my computer all the time. I got this case for this drone by Smart Tree, and it is worth every penny. This, of course, is my weapon. I have the Spark Drone. It is small, tiny, portable. Of course, I got an extra battery. The only thing I hate about these is if you don't fly it every single week, these batteries slowly die because they got all chips inside of them. So, but this case is the bomb. I highly recommend getting the case. Lastly, the gigantic roll of gaffer tape, because why not? So of course any good video editor isn't good with his tools unless he has a really good editing machine. So this is my custom built PC. I built it for gaming and streaming and doing all sorts of stuff. Later I realized that not only can I edit on it, but I can edit very well because it was made to be a high-end gaming computer at the time, and as a result it edits video. Inside, of course, it has an EVGA GTX 720 FTW. I am rocking an i7. It's a 4 gigahertz i7, and I have all sorts of external hard drives on top along with all my toys. It goes into 2 monitors. I use my 27-inch primary, and I have a 24-inch vertical because I like the vertical style. Of course, those are mounted on the wall. You've seen the whole video, etc., etc. I use an Apple Magic 128 key wireless keyboard. I love how freaking thin this thing is, and it is so lightweight, and you could just kind of throw it around. I think the only disadvantage is this thing, if I don't charge it maybe every week, just from all the editing I do in the vlog, it will die. So I have to charge it probably weekly. The big stuff on the desk, I just finally set up my studio monitors. I want to get those on the wall. No big deal. And of course I have a Microsoft laser mouse from 1999, I think. It works amazing. I can't live without that. I use this for gaming and streaming, but I found out that I could repurpose it for editing. So if I press that button, it launches DaVinci Resolve. And then of course I have it measuring my CPU usage, I have it set for a timer. It'll open up websites. My software of choice is DaVinci Resolve. I'm using DaVinci Resolve Beta 16. And anybody who's thinking about getting into video editing and they're serious and they want to do it long term and even professionally, I would take the time to learn this because it is professional grade. It's for professional grade software. And the exciting part is it's free. And when I say free, I literally mean free. They have a paid version that unlocks a couple more features, but like 99% of all the stuff that a normal human being would ever do for vlogging or home movies or even small budget documentaries, that does for free. Versus what? I think it's like $2.99 for a year subscription to Premiere. Or I think way back in the day when we made our documentary, we bought Final Cut 10. No, it's Final Cut 9. We paid $999 for that software. Free. And the last little bits and bobs on my desk sort of make up my ecosystem. Got a can of canned air back there for spraying stuff. Hand sanitizer, because my kids are dirty. Just kidding. Toothpick dispenser, because why not? I use a hand grenade to hold down my receipts. And of course I need cat treats to tempt her into doing dumb little skits with me. No studio is a good studio without lighting. This is my newer 660 LED light. It has dimmable, you can get batteries for it to make it wireless. We could do brighter, softer, you can make it a different color, you can make it warmer, whatever you want. I kind of keep it right in the middle. It is an Amazon Studio stand, Amazon Basics stand. The stand was $15.
Hi, Dad.
Yes, hi.
Hi.
We see you. And the best part about this is I set it up to use Echo. So I could be across the room and be like, Alexa, tree off.
Okay.
See?
Ba-na-na-na.
We call it a tree because I have way too many lights that are on that thing, so we have to make it something. So that is my vlogging setup for 2018 through 2020. We're just now in the beginning of January. I really don't plan on purchasing much else because I have every tool that I could possibly need to make anything. I will make a separate video on how this little device works and how awesome it is, but that'll be for another day. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as my 99th video wraps up, please subscribe. I could always use more subscribers, and make sure you share this. And if you like my last video about how we got Alexa to rap the Beastie Boys, share that too.
Shuffling rap songs by Beastie Boys on Amazon Music.
Alexa, shut up. That's gonna be a violation. Okay, that's enough video.
All that I wanted, a phone and affection, I summon it up.